topic that is, all right, we are going to start the new topic that is free fall. So how can we define free fall? What they are saying, when an object is released near to the surface of the earth, it falls under the influence of gravity. This is known as free fall. What does it mean? It means that if the object is falling from a certain height, when its initial velocity is zero, and no air resistance, no resistive force is acting on the object. So it means, students, this object will fall due to the gravity. So in this case, we can say here the object is falling due to the gravity. So acceleration of the object is equals to gravity. This phenomena is called free fall. Free fall means all the objects are falling freely because of the gravity. Alright, this concept was first introduced by the Galileo. Have you ever listened the name of Galileo, students? I'm repeating, beta, this concept was first introduced by the Galileo. Alright, Galileo was the first astronomer who uh, moved his telescope into the space. Alright, Galileo. Alright, beta, so what does it mean by free fall? देखिए बेटा, free fall means when the object is falling near to the surface of earth where we are considering air resistance or resistive force as a negligible. It means no resistive force is acting on the object, so the object is falling only because of the gravity. Alright, so that's why we can say here that the object acceleration is equals to gravity, and such acceleration is called acceleration due to gravity. And this is only applicable in the absence of air resistance. देखिए बेटा, what is air resistance? 1 minute, Ajwa. What is air resistance, student? Air resistance is the resistive force which is acting on the object when it is moving into the air. Like for example, if the object is moving in the downward direction, so air resistance will act in the opposite direction. So it's a type of resistive force. So this phenomena of free fall is only applicable when there is no air resistance. Don't think that when there is no gravity, obviously the object is moving in the downward direction because of the gravity. But because of the absence of air resistance, the only force which is acting on the object is gravity. So it means that we can say here the object is accelerating due to gravity, and its gravity value is 9.8 meter per second square. Now we are not taking the gravity unit Newton per kg, although the unit of gravity is Newton per kg. But object, we are finding the object acceleration, and acceleration is due to the gravity. So that's why we can say here that the acceleration unit is value is 9.8 meter per second square. Acha, Ajwa is asking, when the object is released, its speed or acceleration increases. So that means gravity increases. देखिए बेटा अजवा, when the object is released initially from the rest position, so its speed will increase but with constant rate. Okay, Ajwa? Its speed or velocity will increase but with constant rate. So if the speed is increasing with constant rate, so it means that acceleration will remain constant. Or if the acceleration will remain constant, so acceleration will not increase, so gravity will not increase. Because beta, gravity will always remain constant. We cannot say gravity is increasing or gravity is decreasing. All right, Ajwa? Gravity will remain constant, so it means that acceleration will remain constant. So how can we understand the concept of free fall? 1 minute, beta. You can see this animation. These are the two chambers. In these two chambers, you can see the first chamber is with air. And now in this which we can see in our real life, that when we will fall a paper and a stone, so you can see stone is moving in the downward direction in less time as compared to the paper. What is the reason? The reason is that the paper has greater surface area. If the surface area is greater, so air resistance is greater. And if the air resistance is greater as compared to the weight, so paper will take longer time to move in the downward direction. Have you ever wondered why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has created a greater surface area of wings of the birds? Like the birds' wings have greater surface area. Aeroplane wings have greater surface area. What is the reason behind this? The reason is that greater surface area will provide greater air resistance. So it will provide lift to the birds so that the air resistance acting on the birds is greater than their weight. So that's why they can fly easily into the air. So air resistance plays very important role in our life. But what is free fall? What is free fall? देखिए बेटा, free fall means when the object is falling in this situation when there is no air resistance, like on the moon, like in the space, when there is no air resistance, so it means that no upward force is acting on these two objects. The only force which is acting on the object is gravity, and gravity is same for both objects. Gravity will not see the object is massive or object is small. Obviously, the gravity is same for both objects. So it means that if gravity value is same, so it means both objects will fall with same acceleration. So if their acceleration is same, so it means that they will touch the ground in a same time. So this is only applicable when there is vacuum. Vacuum means there is no air resistance. देखिए बेटा, normally when we will drop a one lighter object and one heavy object into the air, so we know that the heavy object will reach the ground first. What is the reason? The reason is, this is not the right reason, is that its weight is greater. We cannot say like this. Because beta, its surface area is greater, so it means that the air resistance is greater. Its surface area is less, so its air resistance is less. So greater air resistance will keep this object upward in long time in air. For example, if I talk about parachute, can anybody tell me why the parachute has large surface area? If I will use a small surface area parachute for a man, so this parachute is able to lift this man, students? What do you think? Obviously, no, because exactly, well done, Inaya. The large parachutes are providing greater surface area. If the surface area is greater, so air resistance is greater. If the air resistance is greater, so upward force is greater than the force of gravity. So that's why parachute can easily fly into the air. Similarly, if I talk about helicopter, I cannot draw the helicopter here, but you can see the helicopter wing is very large. So why the helicopter wing is very large? The helicopter fan, not wing, sorry beta, my mistake, helicopter fan. So helicopter fan blades are very large. What is the reason? The reason is that it is providing greater, it is making greater contact with the air. If the fan blades are large, so it means that its surface area is greater. Ji Ajwa beta, well done. If the surface area is greater, so it will provide uplift to this helicopter. So it can overcome the force of gravity and helicopter can easily fly into the air. So now you can understand beta, air resistance is very, very important. So this concept was first introduced by the Galileo. Galileo told us that if we will fall heavy object and lighter object in a chamber when there is no air resistance, so both objects will fall at the same time. This and with the same acceleration. And this acceleration is equals to gravity. So this concept is called free fall. This concept is called free fall. Acha, I will show you one video here, students. This video I have taken from the NASA website. I will send you the link of this video. This was, I hope everybody can see my screen. This video was conducted by the NASA scientist. All right. Now you can see this is a lead ball. Lead. Lead is the heaviest metal in the periodic table. All right. Lead is the heaviest metal. All right. And this is the feather. So you can see feather has greater surface area. So it is providing, making greater contact with the air. So it means in chamber, when the air resistance is present, if I will fall both of them, so obviously the lead ball will strike the ground first. But what NASA scientist has done, they have created a vacuum chamber here. Vacuum means there is no air particle. All right. So when they will fall both of them, so you can see here, both are falling. We are observing this in the slow motion. So now you can see both are falling with the same speed, at the same time. So basically what is happening here, they have eliminated the air resistance from the chamber. Like if I will show you, this is the chamber where they are performing the experiment. All right. So now, right now, air resistance is present right now. So you can see this is a lead ball and this is a feather. So now they will drop it from a certain height. So now you can see lead ball will hit the ground first and the feather are falling slowly and they will take long time. What is the reason? The reason is that air resistance is present which is providing lift to the wings, a lift to the feathers. So that's why the feathers are moving more slowly. But what they are doing now, you can see they have set up a machine, a vacuum chamber, and they are, uh, what we can say, they are creating a vacuum inside this chamber. All right, so all the air is evacuated outside. Now, students, you can see there is no air present. So now the same experiment we are repeating, the lead ball and a feather. So now you can see they both are falling with the same speed. They both are falling with the same speed and they will hit the ground in the same time. This concept is called free fall. Are you understanding, students? This concept, yeah, now you can see they both are hitting the ground at the same time. All right, student. So this concept is called free fall when no air is present. So massive object and lighter object hit the ground at same time. Did you understand this thing, students? And this is only possible when air resistance is absent. You can see, I know this animation is very silly, but I want to show this animation to make you realize that if air resistance is absent, so an elephant and an ant, they both can hit the ground at the same time. I know obviously it is not possible in our daily life, in the normal life, but you can see how funny this animation is, that if air resistance is absent, this is only possible when the air resistance is absent. You can see when the object is moving in the downward direction, there is no upward arrow. There is no upward arrow. There is no air resistance. All right. So it means, student, the object is falling just because of the gravity, and gravity is same for all objects. That is 9.8. So that's why they both will hit the ground. All right. Now, student, I have added the link of the NASA video which I discussed with you. Now, student, what is air resistance? That is very, very important. देखिए बेटा, air resistance is the force which will oppose the motion of the object into the air. I am repeating, air resistance is a type of force which will resist the motion of the object in air. All right, I am repeating, air resistance is the force which will resist the motion of the object in air. All right. So air resistance always act in the opposite direction of motion. Like for example, if the object is moving in the downward direction, So air resistance will act in the opposite direction. Now students, we will discuss what are the factors which can affect the air resistance. So first factor I have already discussed, surface area, and I gave you multiple examples as well. Surface area, why Allah Ta'ala has created large wings of birds. बर्ड्स के विंग्स अल्लाह ताला स्मॉल भी तो बना सकते थे. आप देखें जब बर्ड्स अपने विंग्स स्प्रेड करते हैं तो उनकी बॉडी से ज्यादा उनके विंग्स बड़े होते हैं, बिकॉज लार्जर विंग्स आर प्रोवाइडिंग द ग्रेटर सरफेस एरिया इनटू द एयर, and greater surface area means greater uplift force, so that's why birds can easily fly into the sky. All right, so it means air resistance depend upon the surface area. All right, if the surface area is greater, air resistance is greater. Clear, beta? The second factor is type of surface. कभी आपने सोचा है कि अल्लाह ताला ने जब बर्ड्स के विंग्स इस तरह से क्यों बनाए? आप देखें यहाँ से बर्ड्स के विंग्स कितने रफ होते हैं. इसी तरह एरोप्लेन की हम बात करें तो एरोप्लेन में ये चीज कहलाती है फ्लैप्स. ठीक है, एरोप्लेन में ये चीज कहलाती है बेटा फ्लैप्स. जब एरोप्लेन को ऊपर की तरफ जाना होता है तो पायलट फ्लैप्स ऑन कर देते हैं. ठीक है, और जब नीचे की तरफ ऑन जाना होता है तो यहाँ पे कहलाते हैं स्लेट्स. स्लेट्स ऑन कर देते हैं. ठीक है, तो फ्लैप्स और अब देखिए अल्लाह ताला ने बर्ड्स के जो विंग्स बनाए हैं ये कितने रफ बनाए हैं. स्मूथ भी तो बना सकते थे. ठीक है, एक लाइन भी तो हो सकती थी यहाँ पर, लेकिन ऐसे रफ क्यों बनाए? देखिए बेटा, द ग्रेटर विल बी द रफ सरफेस, द ग्रेटर विल बी द एयर रेजिस्टेंस. जितना ऑब्जेक्ट रफ होगा एयर रेजिस्टेंस उतनी ज्यादा होगी. अगर आप देखें व्हेन वी वर फॉलिंग द लेड बॉल एंड द फेदर, तो फेदर में देखें इतनी सारी लाइंस है, ये रफ सरफेस एरिया प्रोवाइड कर रही है. जबकि लेड बॉल है स्मूथ स्मूथ बॉल होगी तो इसका मतलब एयर रेजिस्टेंस कम होगी. रफ सरफेस होगी तो एयर रेजिस्टेंस ज्यादा होगी, और जितनी एयर रेजिस्टेंस ज्यादा होगी अपवर्ड फोर्स विल बी ग्रेटर, सो दैट्स व्हाई बर्ड्स कैन इजीली फ्लाई इनटू द एयर. कितनी आरामी से ग्लाइडिंग करते हैं ना बर्ड्स, बिकॉज ऑफ देयर ग्रेटर सरफेस एरिया ऑफ देयर विंग्स एंड द रफ सरफेस एरिया ऑफ देयर विंग्स. All right, so it means if the surface is rough, so air resistance will be greater. All right, अगर आपको पैराशूट आपने देखा होगा तो पैराशूट में भी देखें पैराशूट बिल्कुल स्मूथ नहीं होता, इस तरह से शेप बनी हुई होती है पैराशूट की. Am I right, students? Obviously, I cannot draw the drawing exactly. So why, beta? Because these different curves are providing the rough surface area to the parachute. Acha, next, which is the very important factor, that is speed. Speed. If the speed is 0, so it means there is no air resistance. जहाज जब लैंड होता है, जब जहाज रनवे पे खड़ा हुआ होता है उस वक्त कोई एयर रेजिस्टेंस नहीं होती बेटा. ठीक है, इफ द स्पीड विल इंक्रीज एयर रेजिस्टेंस विल इंक्रीज. So it means beta air resistance depend upon the speed of the object as well. If the speed is 0, no air resistance. If the speed is maximum, so air resistance will be also maximum. Is it clear to you, students? These three factors are very important, which we will discuss in the skydiving concept. The fourth factor is mass. The lighter the object, the greater will be the air resistance. All right, students? The lighter the object, the greater will be the air resistance. And the heavier the object, the less will be the air resistance. All right. So these are the four factors which can affect the air resistance. I am repeating, beta. The first one is, देखिए ये मैं टॉपिक समझा तो रही हूँ लेकिन ये स्काई डाइविंग वाले कॉन्सेप्ट में आप लोग मुझे बताएंगे हो क्या रहा है. ठीक है, दिस टॉपिक इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. सबसे ज्यादा क्वेश्चन इसी टॉपिक के आते हैं फोर्सेज में. ठीक है, सो नाउ स्टूडेंट्स लेट्स सी अगेन. There are four factors which can affect the air resistance. Number one is surface area. Larger the surface area, greater will be the air resistance. All right. What is the second factor? Second factor is the type of surface. Type of surface means rough surface will provide greater air resistance. All right. And smooth surface will provide less air resistance. Third is speed. So speed, as the speed is increases, so air resistance increases. If speed decreases, air resistance decreases. Is it clear to you, students? The fourth factor is mass. Lighter mass provide greater air resistance as compared to the heavier mass. All right. So now student, I have given you the concept of free fall. What is free fall? Free fall means when the air is removed from the chamber, so the lighter object and the heavy object, they both fall with the same speed. This phenomena is defined as free fall because here the acceleration is equals to gravity. All right. And we have seen the multiple examples here, beta. And I have shown you the video as well. Okay, so now students, we will start the concept of skydiving. All right, right heading in your register, beta, skydiving. देखिए बेटा skydiving theory question, if the theory question will be asked in your exam, so it will have a weightage of 4 marks, where you have to write the whole story of skydiving in terms of acceleration, velocity, air resistance, and forces. All right, and its graph is also important. There is graph as well. Its calculation is also important. So, all right, so this topic is overall very important. Clear, everyone? I'm repeating, beta, this topic is very, very important. Okay? Now, students, we are starting that topic of skydiving. So, I hope most of the students have seen the skydiving in the real life or in the videos as well. So, when the parachutists are jumping from the aircraft, they will never open their parachute immediately. What is the reason? What is the reason? They will open the parachute when they are moving with the constant velocity into the air. देखिए बेटा, I'm repeating, when the parachutist is jumping from the aircraft, they will never open their parachute. Suppose that initially when the parachutist is jumping from the parachute, initially suppose that the parachutist is standing in the aircraft, so his initial speed is 0. All right. So when he is jumping from the aircraft, so initially his speed is very low or his speed is 0. All right. We will suppose that his speed is very low or his speed is 0. So students, I told you air resistance depend upon speed. All right, beta. Air resistance depend upon speed. If the speed is 0, so it means air resistance is 0. I'm using the letter R to represent the air resistance. So it means that right after jumping from the aircraft, there is no air resistance acting on the parachutist. You can see there is no upward arrow. But the only force which is acting on the parachutist is his weight or gravity. Basically, weight is formed due to the gravity. All right, beta. So the only force which is acting on the parachutist is his weight or gravity. अच्छा, if I ask you to find the resultant force, तो देखिए बेटा resultant force हम कैसे निकालते हैं? Sum of all forces. So the only force which is acting on the parachutist right now is his weight. So can I say here, student, that the resultant force is equals to the weight of the parachutist? Are you understanding this thing? Acha, now students, my question is, can anybody tell me what is the acceleration of the parachutist? This question can be asked in your MCQs paper. What is the acceleration of the parachutist at this condition? Yes, students, can anybody tell me what should be the acceleration of the parachutist at this condition? Well done, Ajwa. Well done, Zuresh. देखिए बेटा, I told you that when air resistance is 0, so it means right now the parachutist is in the condition of free fall because there is no air resistance. No air resistance. So momentary, we will suppose that if initial speed, देखिए jump करते ही तो parachutist की speed तो नहीं एकदम speed बढ़ जाएगी ना, ठीक है? तो इनिशियली हम कंसिडर करेंगे कि जब वो जंप कर रहा है, राइट आफ्टर द जंपिंग हिज स्पीड इज 0. इफ द स्पीड इज 0, सो एयर रेजिस्टेंस इज 0. तो जब एयर रेजिस्टेंस है ही नहीं, तो इस वक्त तो ऑब्जेक्ट फ्री फॉल कंडीशन में हो गया। तो इफ द ऑब्जेक्ट इज इन फ्री फॉल कंडीशन, सो इट मींस बेटा एक्सेलरेशन इज इक्वल्स टू ग्रेविटी। एक्सेलरेशन इज इक्वल टू ग्रेविटी। तो देखिए ये क्वेश्चन आपके पेपर में आता है। एग्जामिनर आपसे पूछेगा कि राइट आफ्टर जंपिंग फ्रॉम द एयरक्राफ्ट व्हाट इज द वैल्यू ऑफ एक्सेलरेशन। अक्सर स्टूडेंट लिख देते हैं जीरो, क्योंकि वो समझते हैं स्पीड जीरो है तो एक्सेलरेशन जीरो होगा। नो बेटा, स्पीड तो जीरो है लेकिन एयर रेजिस्टेंस जीरो है। तो एयर रेजिस्टेंस का मतलब ये है कि ऑब्जेक्ट इज फॉलिंग बिकॉज ऑफ द ग्रेविटी। सो राइट नाउ वी कैन से एक्सेलरेशन ऑफ द पैराशूटिस्ट इज इक्वल टू ग्रेविटी विच इज 9.8 मीटर पर सेकेंड स्क्वायर, एंड एट दिस टाइम resultant force is maximum because there is no opposite force, no resistive force. So resultant force is equals to the weight of the parachutist. यहां तक बात समझ में आ रही है स्टूडेंट्स? देखिए इस टॉपिक की एक एक बात जो मैं आपसे डिस्कस कर रही हूँ, जो मैं यहाँ लिख रही हूँ, ये सारे क्वेश्चन पेपर में आए हुए कि इनिशियल स्पीड जीरो है तो एयर रेजिस्टेंस क्या होगी, रिजल्टेंट फोर्स क्या होगी, एक्सेलरेशन क्या होगा, ये सब क्वेश्चन आए हुए पेपर में। ठीक है। अच्छा, नाउ स्टूडेंट, ऑब्जेक्ट पैराशूटिस्ट इज मूविंग इन द डाउनवर्ड डायरेक्शन। As he will move downward, his speed will increase. His speed will increase. All right. Because as the speed increases, air resistance will also increase. Because air resistance depend upon the speed of the object. इसलिए मैंने आप लोगों को फैक्टर्स पहले ही बता दिए। एयर रेजिस्टेंस स्पीड पे डिपेंड करती है, तो स्पीड इंक्रीज हो रही है तो एयर रेजिस्टेंस भी क्या होगी, इंक्रीज होगी। ठीक है। तो इफ द स्पीड इज इंक्रीजेस, एयर रेजिस्टेंस आल्सो इंक्रीजेस। So now you can see the small arrow in the upward direction. This small arrow is representing the air resistance, and downward force will remain constant because it is the weight of the parachutist. So downward force is weight and upward force is air resistance. So now students, if I ask you to find the resultant force, तो resultant force आप कैसे निकालेंगे बेटा? वेट माइनस एयर रेजिस्टेंस। ठीक है, वेट में से, क्योंकि वेट दोनों की डायरेक्शन ऑपोजिट है, तो ऑब्वियसली वी हैव टू डू द सब्ट्रैक्शन, ऐड तो नहीं कर सकते यहाँ पर। तो वेट में से एयर रेजिस्टेंस को माइनस करेंगे तो वी विल गेट द रिजल्टेंट फोर्स। अच्छा, माय क्वेश्चन इज, कैन एनीबडी टेल मी द रिजल्टेंट फोर्स वैल्यू here in this condition will be less than the first condition or will be greater than the first condition? यहाँ पे कोई रेजिस्टिव फोर्स नहीं थी तो रिजल्टेंट फोर्स वेट के बराबर थी। यहाँ पे रिजल्टेंट फोर्स वेट माइनस एयर रेजिस्टेंस है। तो यहाँ पे मुझे ये बताएं कि रिजल्टेंट फोर्स इंक्रीज हो रही है या डिक्रीज हो रही है? वेल डन जुरेज, वेल डन अजवा। रिजल्टेंट फोर्स इंक्रीज हो रही है या डिक्रीज हो रही है स्टूडेंट्स? आई वॉन्ट आंसर फ्रॉम एवरी वन। वशारिफ, हक्कान, अब्दुल्ला। देखिए इनाया अभी जीरो नहीं हो सकती बेटा, बिकॉज दीज टू फोर्सेस आर नॉट इक्वल इन साइज। सो रिजल्टेंट फोर्स कैन नॉट बी जीरो इन दिस कंडीशन। मुझे बस इतना बताएं कि रिजल्टेंट फोर्स इंक्रीज हो रही है या डिक्रीज हो रही है? अच्छा, ओके नाया। यस बेटा, शामीन, वेल डन स्टूडेंट्स, रिजल्टेंट फोर्स डिक्रीजेस। वेल डन खशारिफ, वेल डन इनाया, हक्कान। रिजल्टेंट फोर्स डिक्रीज हो रही है, तो ये भी क्वेश्चन आपके पेपर में आता है कि कौन सी फोर्स डिक्रीज हो रही है व्हेन द पैराशूटिस्ट इज मूविंग डाउनवर्ड। ये क्वेश्चन भी आता है। तो कौन सी, देखिए वेट तो कांस्टेंट है, जितना वेट का एरो यहाँ बना हुआ था उतना ही यहाँ बना हुआ है, वेट में तो कोई चेंज नहीं आएगा। लेकिन रिजल्टेंट फोर्स डिक्रीज हो रही है क्योंकि एयर रेजिस्टेंस इंक्रीज हो रही है। अच्छा, अब देखिए नाउ ऐसा नहीं होगा, ऑब्वियसली पैराशूटिस्ट इज स्टिल मूविंग इन डाउनवर्ड डायरेक्शन। लेकिन एक बात बताएं बेटा, अकॉर्डिंग टू न्यूटन सेकंड लॉ ऑफ मोशन, अभी मैं यही वाला स्टडी कर रही हूँ, यही केस डिस्कस कर रही हूँ, सेकंड सेकंड डायग्राम डिस्कस कर रही हूँ स्टूडेंट्स में। देखिए न्यूटन सेकंड लॉ हमें ये कहता है कि फोर्स इज डायरेक्टली प्रोपोर्शनल टू एक्सेलरेशन। इट मींस F इज इक्वल्स टू ma। न्यूटन लॉ हम पढ़ चुके हैं। तो एक बात बताइए बेटा कि जब रिजल्टेंट फोर्स डिक्रीज हो रही है तो मास तो पैराशूटिस्ट का कांस्टेंट है, ऑब्वियसली मास तो चेंज नहीं होगा। तो अब मुझे बताएं एक्सेलरेशन, एक्सेलरेशन इंक्रीज होगा या डिक्रीज होगा? If the resultant force is decreasing, so acceleration will increase or decrease, students? इंक्रीज होगा, लेकिन फोर्स जुरेज, देखिए बेटा, फोर्स और एक्सेलरेशन एक दूसरे के डायरेक्टली प्रोपोर्शनल है. डायरेक्टली प्रोपोर्शनल मींस इफ वन पैरामीटर इज इंक्रीजिंग अदर विल इंक्रीज, इफ वन पैरामीटर इज डिक्रीजिंग अदर विल डिक्रीज. तो यहाँ देखिए बेटा, रिजल्टेंट फोर्स तो कम हो रही है. जब रिजल्टेंट फोर्स कम हो रही है तो एक्सेलरेशन भी क्या होगा सुरेश? देखिए मैं रिपीट कर रही हूँ क्वेश्चन. जी वशारिफ, एक्सेलरेशन डिक्रीज होगा. बिल्कुल सुरेश, एक्सेलरेशन डिक्रीज होगा. देखिए बेटा, रिजल्टेंट फोर्स से ही ऑब्जेक्ट एक्सेलरेट करता है. जब रिजल्टेंट फोर्स डिक्रीज होगी तो एक्सेलरेशन क्या होगा? डिक्रीज होगा. ठीक है. अब आप देखिए कितनी इंटरेस्टिंग चीज है कि स्पीड तो बढ़ रही है लेकिन एक्सेलरेशन कम हो रहा है. ये सिर्फ वाहिद केस है स्काई डाइविंग का जिसमें स्पीड इंक्रीज होती है लेकिन एक्सेलरेशन डिक्रीज होता है बिकॉज रिजल्टेंट फोर्स इज डिक्रीजिंग. सही. सो देयर आर सो मेनी थिंग्स विच यू हैव टू रिमेम्बर. अब जरा थर्ड डायग्राम देखें. देखिए पैराशूटिस्ट तो नीचे की तरफ ही आ रहा है, अभी तक इसने पैराशूट ओपन नहीं किया है. लेकिन अब आप देखें इतनी इसकी स्पीड ज्यादा है कि अब इस वेट और एयर रेजिस्टेंस इक्वल हो गए. देखें जैसे जैसे पैराशूटिस्ट नीचे आ रहा है उसकी स्पीड इंक्रीज हो रही है. स्पीड इंक्रीज हो रही है तो एयर रेजिस्टेंस भी क्या होगी? इंक्रीज होगी. देखिए बेटा, आई एम डिस्कसिंग थर्ड डायग्राम राइट नाउ. वेल डन जुरेश. एयर रेजिस्टेंस इंक्रीज होगी. अब एक पॉइंट ऐसा आएगा when the weight of the parachutist is equals to the air resistance. I'm repeating beta, there will be a point when the weight of the parachutist is equals to the air resistance. अब मैं आपसे कहूं कि रिजल्टेंट फोर्स निकाल के बताएं तो रिजल्टेंट फोर्स का फॉर्मूला मैंने लिखा था वेट माइनस एयर रेजिस्टेंस. तो ये दोनों तो इक्वल है. तो वेट माइनस एयर रेजिस्टेंस, तो इसका मतलब ये दोनों कैंसिल, तो रिजल्टेंट फोर्स हो जाएगी जीरो. जैसे इनाया ने बताया था ऊपर, रिजल्टेंट फोर्स क्या होगी? जीरो. इसका मतलब कोई रिजल्टेंट फोर्स ही नहीं है इसके ऊपर because the downward force and the upward force, they both are balancing each other, so the resultant force will become zero. And according to Newton's second law of motion, where force and acceleration are directly proportional, यानी F is equals to ma. तो भाई जब रिजल्टेंट फोर्स जीरो हो गई तो एक्सेलरेशन भी क्या हो जाएगा स्टूडेंट? जीरो हो जाएगा. ठीक है. एक्सेलरेट, इसका मतलब ये है कि नाउ एट दिस पॉइंट एक्सेलरेशन इज इक्वल्स टू जीरो. इस पॉइंट पे एक्सेलरेशन जीरो हो गया. जब ऑब्जेक्ट एक्सेलरेट ही नहीं कर रहा इसका मतलब ऑब्जेक्ट विल मूव विद अ कांस्टेंट वेलोसिटी. देखिए ना, डाउनवर्ड फोर्स और अपवर्ड फोर्स दोनों बैलेंस है. इस पॉइंट पे ऑब्जेक्ट कांस्टेंट वेलोसिटी से मूव करेगा. दिस कांस्टेंट वेलोसिटी इज कॉल्ड टर्मिनल वेलोसिटी. All right, beta. This constant velocity is called terminal velocity, and this is the point when the parachutist will open his parachute. देखिए, पैराशूटिस्ट पैराशूट ओपन करता है टर्मिनल वेलोसिटी अचीव होने के बाद. उससे पहले ओपन करेगा तो बेटा पैराशूट काम ही नहीं करेगा. इसकी वजह ये कि एयर रेजिस्टेंस इतनी नहीं होती. इस पॉइंट पे अगर पैराशूटिस्ट ओपन कर देगा तो ऑब्वियसली देयर इज नो एयर रेजिस्टेंस, तो पैराशूट विल नॉट वर्क प्रॉपरली. So parachutist will open his parachute after achieving the terminal velocity. Acha, are you understanding the whole scenario, students? Whole scenario of skydiving? Students, are you understanding the whole scenario of skydiving? Basharif, Haqqan, Shameen. All right. Okay. अच्छा, अब जरा मेरे कुछ क्वेश्चंस हैं. मुझे ये बताएं कि कौन सी फोर्स, इस पूरी तीनों डायग्राम को जरा दोबारा से देखें, कौन सी फोर्स इंक्रीज हो रही है? कौन सी फोर्स इंक्रीज हो रही है? वेट, एयर रेजिस्टेंस या रिजल्टेंट फोर्स? वेल डन स्टूडेंट्स, आई एम हैप्पी टू सी योर रिस्पॉन्सेज. देखिए जो मैं आपसे क्वेश्चंस पूछ रही हूँ ना, ये आपके एमसीक्यूज में आए हुए. ठीक है. तो विच फोर्स इज इंक्रीजिंग? बेसिकली रिजल्टेंट फोर्स इज द ओनली फोर्स विच इज इंक्रीजिंग इन द होल जर्नी. अच्छा, विच फोर्स इज डिक्रीजिंग? My question is, which force is decreasing? Shameen, are you understanding, beta? Because you are not replying me. Well done, Abdullah. Which force is decreasing? My question is, students, which force is decreasing? Well done, Inaya. रिजल्टेंट फोर्स जो है वो डिक्रीज हो रही है। स्टार्टिंग में रिजल्टेंट फोर्स मैक्सिमम थी जो कि वेट के बराबर थी। अब रिजल्टेंट फोर्स क्या हो गई बेटा, 0 हो गई। वेल डन। अच्छा, अब मुझे बताएं, ये तो हमने फोर्स की बात कर ली। अब मुझे बताएं कौन सी कौन पैरामीटर है, वेलोसिटी या एक्सेलरेशन, कौन सा पैरामीटर डिक्रीज हो रहा है पूरी जर्नी में? वेलोसिटी डिक्रीज हो रही है या एक्सेलरेशन डिक्रीज हो रहा है? एक्सेलरेशन इज डिक्रीजिंग। देखिए एग्जामिनर आपसे कैसे क्वेश्चन पूछेगा। एग्जामिनर विल गिव यू दिस सिचुएशन एंड ही विल आस्क यू स्टेट एक्सेलरेशन। स्टेट, तो सिर्फ आपको वन वर्ड आंसर लिखना होता है स्टेट में, ठीक है। तो स्टेट का मतलब ये है कि एक्सेलरेशन इस कंडीशन में क्या होगा, 0, व्हेन द ऑब्जेक्ट इज अचीविंग टर्मिनल वेलोसिटी। अच्छा, अब एग्जामिनर इज वेरी क्लेवर। अब एग्जामिनर आपसे कहेगा कि पैराशूटिस्ट का वेट है 4 न्यूटन। वो ऊपर कहीं डिस्क्रिप्शन में मेंशन कर देगा कि भाई पैराशूटिस्ट का वेट 4 न्यूटन है। अब वो आपसे पूछेगा कि इस कंडीशन में जब पैराशूटिस्ट इज मूविंग विद टर्मिनल वेलोसिटी, व्हाट इज द वैल्यू ऑफ एयर रेजिस्टेंस? अब मुझे बताएं एयर रेजिस्टेंस की वैल्यू क्या होगी? यस बेटा, व्हाट? 0 होगी। सोच के बताए ना, 0 तो यहाँ पर थी, यहाँ पे कोई एयर रेजिस्टेंस नहीं थी। यहाँ पे तो एयर रेजिस्टेंस वेट के बराबर है। तो जितना वेट होगा, 4 न्यूटन, 4 न्यूटन का है मैंने जुरेज फर्स्ट। I was discussing the question. I was saying that at this condition, when the parachutist has achieved the terminal velocity, so it means that the weight of the parachutist is equals to air resistance. Resultant force is equals to 0. Acceleration is 0. If I'm saying to you that the weight of the parachutist is equals to 4 newtons, so what should be the value of air resistance? What is the value of air resistance? Yes, Inaya. Yes, beta. What is the value of air resistance at this point? Hakan. 4 Newton. Exactly. Well done, Abdullah. Well done, Inaya. Well done, Zuresh. So basically, the air resistance value is equals to 4 Newton. All right. Acha, so in the whole journey, air resistance is increasing. All right. Resultant force is decreasing. Acceleration is decreasing. All right. Acha, and I told you terminal velocity is the velocity at which the parachutist is moving with constant velocity. देखिए अक्सर स्टूडेंट ये समझते हैं कि कांस्टेंट वेलोसिटी का मतलब ये है कि ही इज फ्लोटिंग इन द स्काई। It doesn't mean like this, beta. He is not floating in the sky. Obviously, it is moving in downward, but with constant rate. He is moving downward with a constant velocity, with a constant acceleration. All right, students. Now, beta, acha, can anybody tell me why this parachutist has spreaded his arm? This position is called eagle arm position. When usually the parachutists jump from the parachute, they spread their arms. So what is the reason behind this? Well done students, well done. To increase surface area, it is called eagle arm position. So basically by spreading the arms, it is providing the greater surface area. Greater surface area will help to increase the air resistance. All right. Well done, Hasharit. Well done, beta. So what I told you that after achieving the terminal velocity, parachutist will open his parachute. So now you can see parachutist has opened his parachute. So now you can see parachute has greater surface area. So suddenly air resistance will become greater. So basically when the parachutist will open his parachute, so he will feel jerk for a short time, and if the upward force is greater than downward force, so parachutist will move in the upward direction for a short time. So it means his speed will decrease. देखिए ना, स्पीड तो जब इंक्रीज होगी जब पैराशूटिस्ट नीचे जाएगा, बट राइट नाउ पैराशूटिस्ट इज नॉट मूविंग इन द डाउनवर्ड डायरेक्शन. He is moving in the upward direction for a short time because air resistance is quite greater here as compared to the weight. So it means his speed will decrease. But ऐसा नहीं है कि वो ऊपर ही जाता जाएगा. Obviously, after some time, Again, weight and air resistance, they both will become balance each other. So again, the parachutist will achieve terminal velocity. But this terminal velocity parachutist has achieved after opening the parachute. And this terminal velocity parachutist has achieved before opening the parachute. Are you understanding the whole concept of skydiving, students? Okay, I will show you one animation, and this animation is very interesting to understand the concept of force, acceleration. Now you can see this is the helicopter. You can see the fan of the helicopter is very large because it is making greater surface area with the air. It is providing greater surface area. So right now, students, when the parachutist is, this is the parachutist who is jumping from the helicopter. So when the parachutist is jumping from the helicopter, the only force which is acting on the parachutist is his weight, which is equals to, and acceleration is equals to gravity. At this time, don't take the value 10. Now we have to consider the value 9.8 meter per second square. All right, beta. So right now at this point, the only force which is acting on the parachutist is his weight. There is no upward force. But as he will move downward, you can see air resistance is acting on the parachutist. And the animation is very fast. I am repeating again. You can see the weight is 1000 Newton and air resistance has started acting on the parachutist, which is 200 Newton. So 200, then 4, then 6, then 8, and now they both become balanced. So now you can see weight of the parachutist and air resistance, they both are balancing each other. So it means beta resultant force. You can see the calculation here. Resultant force is 0. If the resultant force is 0, so it means acceleration is 0. And this is the point when the parachutist will move with a terminal velocity. And after achieving the terminal velocity, parachutist will open his parachute. Okay. Now look this animation again. I'm restarting it. Now you can see after achieving the terminal velocity, parachutist has opened his parachute, and then again he will achieve the terminal velocity after opening the parachute. Okay. Are you understanding this animation, students? All right. Acha, I will show you one more animation. I have one more animation, beta. You can see. 1 minute. I will. Okay. So initially, as the object is falling, there is no air resistance. The only force which is acting on the object is the weight of this object. And you can see the resultant force is maximum. But as the air resistance is increasing, as the object is falling, resultant force is decreasing. And now, at the time when the weight and the air resistance are balancing each other, the resultant force will become 0 and the acceleration will also become 0. Is it clear to you, students? Okay, now I think we should solve some past paper question related to this topic. I will open one file in which there are some past paper questions. 1 minute. Hmm. All right, file name is Dynamics. I have already shared this file with you students. All right. So now we will solve question number 1 minute. I think this topic is in kinematics. 1 minute, student. Because it is related to acceleration and time. Yeah, not this one, not this one. Yeah, this one. You can see the question number 8. This file is kinematics file. I have already sent you this file on your WhatsApp, student. You can see at time t1, a stone is dropped from a stationary balloon. So this is a balloon, students, and we are dropping one stone from the stationary balloon. So initially, its initial speed is 0 at time t1. So it means, students, if its initial speed is 0, so there is no air resistance acting on this stone. The only force which is acting on the stone is its weight. So acceleration is equals to gravity at this time. But now they are saying the stone reaches terminal velocity at time t2. Well done, students. All right, the stone reaches terminal velocity. So obviously the stone is falling downward. So stone will reach terminal velocity. Terminal velocity means acceleration will become 0 at time t2. Now, which rule gives the acceleration of the stone at time t1 and t2? So देखिए बेटा, when the time is t1, there is no air resistance. So acceleration is equals to gravity. This is the previous past paper question. So the gravity value is 10. Answer can be B or answer can be D. But at time t2, when the object is reaching a terminal velocity, acceleration will become 0. So it means beta B is the correct answer. All right, Zurays? B is the correct answer. Understood? Okay, now I'm moving towards the next question. Question number 10. Okay. In question number 10, they are saying an object falls from rest through air and air resistance increases. The object reaches terminal velocity. Which quantity decreases until it's reached terminal velocity? It's a very easy question. Well done, Inaya, Zuresh. Yes, students, what is the right answer? Obviously, A is the correct answer. That acceleration is the quantity which is decreasing during this journey. Initially, acceleration was equals to gravity, that is 9.8. And after achieving terminal velocity, acceleration is 0. All right. Now, I'm moving towards the next question. That is question number 11. In question number 11, they are saying an object falls from rest through the air. Through the air means the air resistance we have to consider. We have to consider the air resistance. Its velocity increases until it reaches terminal velocity, which quantity increases until its terminal velocity is reached. So well done, students. B is the correct answer. The only quantity which is decreasing is rear resistance, because acceleration will decrease, resultant force will decrease, and weight force will remain constant. So the only quantity which is decreasing is air resistance. Clear, beta? So I hope you have understood this question. The only thing which is remaining is the graph of skydiving. So I will discuss the graph of skydiving inshallah tomorrow, beta. And tomorrow we will solve more theory past paper question related to the topic of skydiving. Clear? Any question here, students?